What a pleasure to be here in Kenya, to be back in Kenya actually after a couple of years. I'll give a quick keynote about the revolution in independent Bitcoin education. I'm not going to just talk about it, but I want to invite you to join it as well. I'm Arnold from My First Bitcoin. I'm in charge of our educational efforts all around the world, but not like teaching itself, but supporting all of you in what you want to do. So I would love to raise your hand if you've been through the Bitcoin diploma. Once again. Wow, this is amazing. I have something for all of you. So this revolution in independent Bitcoin education is one that is decentralized, open, transparent, permissionless, which means that you can just join it. You can start it, you can take the resources, and you can bring it to your own community. I brought this keynote and I split it up in 3 parts. The first is I go back to the beginning of my first Bitcoin to 2021, when everything started. Then we make a jump to 2023, when we had the beginning of our global expansion with the education network. This is where we started to grow. And then we jump to today, where I hope we ignite an explosion in this revolution together, 2026 on this event. But first, let's start at the beginning, 2021. I was walking on the streets in El Salvador, a country in Central America. Bitcoin just became legal tender. It was the new national currency of this country. I was doing some reporting. It was before my first Bitcoin started, and I took this photo on the street. An old man reading the newspaper. It says Bitcoin Day, September 7. This is the day that Bitcoin became a national currency, a legal tender in El Salvador. I asked this man, what do you think about this newspaper? What do you think about the news that you're reading? And he told me, I have no opinion because I don't know what Bitcoin is. And those were some very wise words. They stuck with me. A couple of hours later, I took this picture on the street. People protesting against Bitcoin. It's Spanish for like no to Bitcoin and something about the government being a fascist. Again, people not understanding Bitcoin. They had ideas that this was imposed by the government. They thought it was a currency of the government that they wanted to impose on the society. And it became very clear to me. There is a problem. There's a lack of education in El Salvador. There's a lack of education in the world. Some people have no idea what Bitcoin is. A lot of people have the wrong idea of what Bitcoin is. And this is where we have to work on altogether. So we started teaching. We got some Salvadorans from the streets, brought them to an Airbnb. 2 brothers we found in a hostel. This is John, the founder of My First Bitcoin. We had no team, no funding, no curriculum. We had this problem that we had to solve. We had 4 students in total. The 2 brothers, this taxi driver, and this university student. The first 2 dropped out. The other 2 stuck with us, and they joined the revolution. So we went from this idea to a crew of a handful of Bitcoiners, some graduates, and My First Bitcoin was born. 2021, but who are we? This is a vision statement that you can find on our website, and this is something we came up with in 2021 already, which is that My First Bitcoin is built around a core concept that independent, impartial, community-led Bitcoin education will change the world. And I highlighted a couple of words here that I'll explain how we put this vision into practice. First, independent education, which means that everything that we produce in terms of curricula, in terms of programs, is not funded by any government, or not even by like commercial corporate interest. Which means that everything we do is impartial, 100% neutral. You cannot buy yourself into the curricula, into the resources. And as you all went through the Bitcoin diploma, you've seen it is impartial. We're not telling you what to think, but we're telling you how to think. This philosophy is not only just embedded in My First Bitcoin, like we don't take donations from people who want to control us, but it's also what we want to teach in the workbooks, right? So the more control you have over your own life, the less control other people have over you. The same applies to us as an organization. The same applies to all the projects here. The same applies to you as an individual. And I think that's why we're here today. Third part is that everything we do, we aim to focus on communities. So bottom up, not top down. We're not here to serve any government with the fiat system that goes from top to down, but we're bottom up. How many? Unlimited. The more, the better. Aiming to reach all 195 countries in the world. And yes, we did start in El Salvador, and I'll show you a little bit more about our global impact later. So we started teaching in El Salvador 2021, 2022 into community places, restaurants, online classes, cafes, all over the country. And as we were doing that, we reached 25,000 students. Okay, but how did we do this? Everything we do, we open sourced as well. Like basically what Bitcoin is teaching us, that's what we bring into Bitcoin education as well. So we created curricula, programs, tools for educators, such as the Bitcoin intro course, a 60-minute slideshow you can take from our website for free to teach. After that, you jump into the Bitcoin diploma. You're familiar with this one. 10 chapters from the history of money all the way to what is Bitcoin and why Bitcoin and how to use it. After that, we have an educator training program. So if you are a graduate, you can go to the next step, which is how to become confident and equipped to become a Bitcoin educator yourself. We also provide training for this, with a place to connect with the community of educators, such as the core, but also many others, and an online school. So if you want to run Bitcoin diploma courses yourself, you can tap into our learning management system for free. Based on the Bitcoin diploma, we set it up, and you can become an educator yourself. You bring the student, we bring the curricula, open source and for free, and this is how we foster the local grassroots projects. It's just the first start of the resources we have at My First Bitcoin. We have translations in I think like 22 languages right now. I think there's a Swahili one coming up. We're launching Bitcoin for Juniors next month, which is a curricula for kids between 8 and 14 years old. So you talk about like, what is value? Why is this cup more valuable, higher price than this cup? Why is this chair more expensive than that chair? All those concepts we bring. It's not only about Bitcoin, but also about money, privacy, value, and all such elements. So we're launching that next month. We open sourced how we run unconferences. You can find it on GitHub as well. So if you want to bring this event to your own community, you can find all the templates and more resources. All these resources fit somewhere on the student journey. So maybe some of you are beginners. We're going to be launching one-pagers at some point. Maybe you're a little bit familiar with Bitcoin and you're ready to take the Bitcoin intro course, 60 minutes, the first little bit, the first steps into your rabbit hole. I guess many of you are in the stage of Bitcoiner. You took the Bitcoin diploma, you graduated, or you're going to graduate today. But it's not the end. Next step, become an educator. Take the educator training program. We launched almost like a couple of, I think we have one next week, but we have educator training program sessions twice a month now. And then after that, you're an educator, and now you're ready to become a community leader. Like again, maybe Felix has been your mentor, but you can be such a person as well in your own community. And we have the Education Network, which is a network of projects from all over the world who teach the Bitcoin diploma. And I have a little bit more about this later. So I want you to look at this student journey and pinpoint, where are you? Are you the beginner? We have something for you. Are you a Bitcoiner? We can help you to go to the next step. Are you an educator already? Come talk to us, because we have a network of other educators from all over the world that you can learn from and that you can share your best practices with. So how it started in El Salvador was this man protesting on the street. He holds a sign, a piece of paper that says, Bitcoin is a very bad idea. In that same country, we took this picture, how it's going. A student graduating from the Bitcoin diploma, holding, again, a piece of paper. Both of them do basically the same thing, but there is a very fundamental difference. And that's that this lady is educated, and this man had no idea what he was talking about. Or it is how it started. Protest, people uniting on the streets against something, against Bitcoin. How it's going, people uniting on a public school for Bitcoin. Again, the only difference between these two groups is they had no idea what they were talking about. They were proud and educated. All right, now we arrive in 2023. This was just the beginning. We launched a education network, which is based on 6 principles. Everyone who is doing Bitcoin-only education, independent, impartial, community-led projects with the focus on these values and the focus on empowerment over profits, they can join our network. And this is how I got in touch with Felix. How it started was 2.5 years ago here in Nairobi. We met and Felix got tapped into the Bitcoin diploma. I would say the rest is history. Look where we are today. But what we work for is you, basically. You as a student, but you as an educator as well. And today, this network of educators consists of 85 projects from 43 countries. And we're just here with, I think, projects from 3 countries represented today. We are a global network. So of course, the core is one of those projects that teaches the Bitcoin diploma. We also have educators in Peru, in South America, in Lima, in Cusco, bringing the Bitcoin diploma to some of the tribes in the mountains. Of course, we have School of Satoshi from Uganda, bringing the Bitcoin diploma to their communities. But again, also in Central America, in Honduras, in Roatan, they teach the Bitcoin diploma. Zambia, Bitcoin Victoria Falls, had 15 cohorts, if not mistaken, in Livingstone. Malawi, doing online cohorts with the Bitcoin diploma as well, with the Bitcoin Boma Coalition. BTC Shula, and you get the idea. Projects from all over the world start to take these resources, implement it in their community. And this brings us to a total of 83 projects, still counting, from 42 countries. And this is just what happened from 2023 to today. So it took us 2 years to get started. It took us 3 more years to grow to where we are today. I'm going to skip this one because of lack of time. And we meet once a month with all these educators together. We share our tools, we share the curricula, all the resources. We encourage each other. We go into breakout room. We share what we've been up to. We inspire each other. We learn from each other. And there's a lot of best practices that we exchange. So all these 83 projects are invited and we share what we have, amongst which also, of course, Felix. All right, now we arrive where we are today, and I'm almost done. 2026, we had the start. 2021, we had the growth, starting in 2023. And today I'm ready for the explosion. And I think how it is starting is today. It is this event where we are today, where we connect, where we learn from each other. And how I hope it will go is that you join the Bitcoin Diploma cohort with Felix, with Bitcoin School Kenya, BitSavers EduHub, School of Satoshi, or any of the other cohorts happening in the world. Then you join the training program and you become equipped to become this educator as well. And then you join the education network to get in touch with all the other educators from all over the world who do the exact same thing as what's happening here in Kenya. So, I'm not just here to tell you about this revolution. I'm inviting you to become part of this movement, set up your educational projects, run your first cohort yourself. Even if you just graduated, there's nothing stopping you from teaching one yourself. Share your success with other educators, connect, learn, give back to the network. We have all the tools and resources for you. I already shared a couple of them. There is much more. You can find it on our website. So, if you want to bring Bitcoin education to your community, your school, your club, your center, whatever, please join the revolution. I'm going to be here all day. I'm going to be here for a full month. Connect with me, Arnold at myfirstbitcoin.org, and I'd love to get you started. Thank you.